Hi, I'm in an unusually good mood for the next 30 minutes or so, and this is Cooking for One, a show that's high energy, low effort, and occasionally the exact opposite of those two things. Of all the simple, cartoon-like pleasures in this world, nothing gives me more of a general feeling of anxiety than running headfirst off the edge of a cliff, then stopping mid-air, blinking twice, and putting up a little sign that says, "Uh-oh," and then falling, plummeting forever into a dark abyss. And second to that is baking. Baking has always been something I avoid due to the fact that my father instilled in me from a young age that baking is a woman's thing, and thus I've never eaten a cupcake. But thanks to progressivism and my father being wrong, baking is now easier than ever for anybody to do. So today, we're going to be baking banana bread. But we're not going to try too hard because we're not sure quite how long this feeling of motivation is going to last. So we're going to use a premix. Premixes are great for the amateur baker because they take the easy part of baking, of putting flour and sugar into a bowl, out of the equation, leaving you with the easy part of putting everything else into that same bowl and putting it all in the oven. It's like the stir fry of flour. Now this box, with a brand name that refuses to be associated with the show in any way, says that the first thing we have to do is preheat the oven to 160 degrees Celsius, which is 433.15 degrees Kelvin. Now this should be easy, but if you mess up your marriage like me, then basic instructions should present a little bit of a challenge. The next step that the almighty box says to do is line a cake or a loaf tin with baking paper. This step is important because I once tried this with an ice cube tray and oh boy was my granddad's funeral ruined. Get a mixing bowl that's this big-ish and chuck in 2 eggs, 1/4 cup of milk, and 2/3 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil. Now you might remember extra virgin olive oil because it reminds you of high school, from that one time where you spent about an hour psyching yourself up to kiss a girl who you liked and who liked you back. Right after you saw the movie Brave, you remember, we all had this. And what happened was that, like, she explicitly told you that you should kiss her because, like, you know, she is into you as well, but she was kind of too afraid to say it too. And you spent like an hour and a half, like, trying, you're like leaning in, you're like trying to figure it out. And in the end, you couldn't do it, could you? Boy, that was extra virgin of you. Now we're going to mash some defrosted bananas and add them to our mix. We do this because defrosted bananas are kind of already pretty mashed. And if the Wiggles have taught me anything, it's that mashed bananas are great and that death comes for everyone who likes yellow. The box then tells us that we have to add the pre-made mixture into the same bowl and mix it all together with a spoon. You have to do this, you don't have a choice. Submit to what the box commands. Regardless of what both the box and my ex-wife say, I am my own man. So, we're going to go off book and add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, knowing full well that too much nutmeg can kill you. We are going to do our best to only add 1 teaspoon and no more. Once it's all mixed in and seems right, we're going to pour that mixture into that tin from earlier. Now we just bake it in the oven for about an hour, but we're paranoid because we don't have homeowner's insurance, so we're going to come back in 50 minutes to check that we haven't burned the house down. Now when it comes to seeing if your banana bread's done, many people use something called the dip test, which involves getting a skewer and placing it into the banana bread. If it comes out clean, that means you know the banana bread's done. This can also be easily remembered by its other name, the enema rule. Once it's cooked, just let it sit on a wire rack or honestly just anywhere for about 10 minutes until it's cooled down, and that means officially you are a professional baker and you can go around telling everyone you know. You are legally required to tell everyone that you made banana bread today, whether they ask to or not. Next week, we're going to go to the doctor to find out why I have only about 10-minute long bursts of happy energy and then a weird grey feeling for the rest of the day.